pastime place. You want to sit down? So this is a place where Giraj goes into the ground. There's no time to tell you all, but this place is connected with Ram Leela, Lord Chaitanya's Leela, and Radha Krishna Leela. So we're just inside Radhakund district. So as Giraj goes into the ground, he offers Sri Radharani a beautiful flower garden. Because Radha and Krishna's meeting place in the afternoon is at Radhakund, Shamakund. These are afternoon pastimes. So like, if I was to say I was to meet you at Krishna Balaram temple, then where would I meet you? Maybe I'd meet you near the entrance or near Prabhupada Samadhi, and then we'd go in and take darshan. You see? And if I was to meet you at a sports game, I'd meet you at the entrance to the sports arena. And if I was to meet you to go to the cinema, I'd meet you at the entrance to the cinema. So likewise, Radha and Krishna, they're going to Radhakund Shamakund for the afternoon pastimes, but they meet here. The Kusum Sarovar is known as the entrance to Radhakund. Because Radha, like I said, Radharani, when she's meeting Krishna, she wants to decorate Krishna with mala, put flowers in Krishna's hair. And the gopis make so many arrangements for their pastimes at Radhakund, so they make flower balls for their water sports. So Radharani eagerly comes here to pick flowers around 11 o'clock in the morning time. Because she's seen Krishna go into the forest at 8:30. She's cooked Krishna's breakfast for Krishna at Nandagram. And as Krishna goes into the forest, then Radharani is thinking, how can I meet Krishna? How can I get into the forest? Because it seemed an impossibility. Because she has to go back to her home in Javat, and she's married at this time, and she has to do household chores. And so she's thinking, how can I get into the forest? So when she gets back to Javat, her mother-in-law, Jatila, has been tricked. So as Radharani is thinking, how will I get into the forest? Jatila says to Radharani, quickly hurry up and churn the milk, do your household chores and cleaning. You have to go into the forest to do your puja today. You have to pick flowers and do puja to the demigods. So Radharani is very happy. So one time, Krishna came to this forest in this disguise. This painting is in the monument. Radharani and the gopis were picking flowers here. Now in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Swarup Damodar explains to Lord Chaitanya the significance of this pastime of picking flowers. Because Radha and Krishna experienced 7 ecstatic symptoms. So on this occasion Krishna is in disguise. And Krishna said to the gopis, you're stealing my flowers. So now this happens regular. Sometimes Krishna is as he is in his normal roop, his normal appearance, and they say it's Krishna. On this occasion they did not recognize Krishna. So they said, who are you? And Krishna replied, I'm the Banamali, the forest gardener. It is my forest garden, you're stealing my flowers. So the gopis replied, well, we are with Radharani, she is Vrindavaneshwari. So all these forests, all these flowers belong to Radharani. Like that. So they thought that was the end of the argument. But Krishna was very clever. He said, that may be so, but I've been carrying heavy water pots every day to water these flowers. At that time there was no water here. So Krishna said, because I've been watering them with my endeavour, naturally they belong to me. So there's an argument between Krishna and the gopis. Radharani, she cannot speak. Because although she does not recognize Krishna with the senses, her heart speaks the truth. She's feeling so much love for this Banamali. So she's very bewildered. On one hand she's experiencing love and she does not recognize Krishna. So it's like meeting and separation is there. Special kind of ecstatic symptoms. So but as the argument continues, then Radharani, she's looking at Krishna and she sees there's a flute poking out of his gardener's jacket. So how many gardeners carry flutes? So when she sees the flute, she begins to laugh. She says to her friends, why are you arguing? This is no Banamali, this is our Ban Bihari, the Lord of the forest. So the gopis begin to laugh. Now in this time, Radharani sees that so many flowers have fallen from the gopis' baskets onto the floor. So Radharani says to Krishna, what can we do with these flowers? So maybe we saw there was a desire in Krishna's heart. Do you know how to put desires into Krishna's heart? You serve Krishna so nicely, with such love, that Krishna wants to return that love. So Radharani's coming here every day to pick flowers to decorate Krishna's hair and to make mala for Krishna. So when Radharani said, Krishna, what can we do with these flowers? And Krishna replied, Radharani, today please let me decorate your hair. So Radharani is very happy. Now Krishna needed to wash the flowers. So like I said, there was no water here. So Krishna took his flute and he made a hole in the ground. And in that hole, water came, which we call Kusum Sarovar. So then Krishna washed the flowers, performed this service to Radharani. Now, Kusum Sarovar means the lake of flowers. So we understand the significance of this forest being called Kusum-sarovar, the forest of flowers. This is where Radharani comes to pick those beautiful flowers in the morning time. But why Kusum Sarovar? Because so many kunds in Braj, there's 7 sarovars, and they all have so many beautiful flowers. But this particular sarovar is named the Lake of Flowers. Now Vishwanath Thakur, he explains because the flowers in this particular lake attain the form of gopis in the future. That is why the emphasis is on the flowers. So this temple was established around 1767 to commemorate this pastime. So Radharani, she's looking in the mirror at Krishna, not looking at herself. She's given us the inspiration of Lord Chaitanya Sri Shastakam. Chaito Dapanamajanam. By our consciousness, the mirror of our consciousness, our mind is likened to a mirror. Now the original function of the mirror is for Radharani to see Krishna, which is Krishna's behind. And when Krishna is behind Radharani, he can look in the mirror at Radharani. Likewise, the original function of our consciousness is to see and serve Krishna, which is covered with the dust of material energy. So we cannot see Krishna. So in the mirror of our consciousness, we only see reflections of our own desires. Everything centered around the body. We cannot even see ourselves in the mirror. We can only see the body. But we think this is me. So Krishna, he's serving Radharani. He's serving his devotee. So there's a clue there. By serving the Vaishnavas and chanting the holy names, then our consciousness becomes clean, becomes pure. So then we'll see Krishna's smiling face. But we have an expression in England which says the carrot in front of the donkey. You heard another expression? When you use a donkey, it's a very stubborn animal. So if you get it to move, you have a stick. You sit on the donkey's back and you have the stick, and in the other stick is a carrot. Like this. So Prabhupada said you chant 16 rounds every day, follow the regulative principles, and one day you'll see Krishna's smiling face. But Lord Chaitanya says, all I want in my life, birth after birth, is your causeless devotional service. Whether you handle me roughly by your embrace, or make me broken-hearted by not giving me your darshan. All I want is your causeless devotional service. You're always my worshipful Lord. So the highest is actually Krishna Prema, unconditional. Whether we see Krishna's smiling face or we do not. Now Krishna says, explains in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, more important than devotional service to me is devotional service to my devotees. So what actually we're seeking is Vaishnava Seva. Because Krishna is in the heart of the devotees and the devotees in the heart of Krishna. So hey, Krishna is serving his devotee. So that is the significance of this pastime. We go right from the... We haven't got time to explain all, but we basically go from the beginning of Chaito Darpanam Marjanam to the final prayer. Whether you handle it roughly right, see it, take your darshan and not take your darshan. So this is one of the purposes of this pastime. The full story takes half an hour to speak in itself, so I'll continue this leaflet and you can read the full story. Just give me a synopsis. And there's another significance why this related to Chaitanya Leela. Because Lord Chaitanya rediscovered Radha Kund and Shama Kund. It's in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he came to Kusum Sarovar. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it's called Sumana Sarovar. Sumana also means flower, lake of flowers. So from Kusum Sarovar, Lord Chaitanya saw Giraj for the first time. And what did he do? He offered his dandavats. And then, so this is a place to offer dandavats to Giraj. You can actually see Giraj from Kusum Sarovar on occasions. From 120 metres he rises. And last winter the foliage, the forest had been cut, I could see Giraj from the banks of Kusum Sarovar. So then Lord Chaitanya offered his dandavats and he embraced Giraj. And the next thing he did is at Haridev. Now, to emanate that pastime is more difficult than just offering dandavats, because there Lord Chaitanya had a fantastic kirtan. And it was so fantastic with his kirtan and dancing that all the villagers came from all around about to see him. But it's worth trying. If you want to go to Haridev temple, and you can have an ecstatic kirtan there. And then Lord Chaitanya next morning he performed his parikram. And Gopal and Mataji came down from the top of Govardhan Hill to offer darshan. So this is giving a bit of a hint of the excitement here, the inspiration and enthusiasm of Kusum Sarovar and his forest of flowers.
We received so nice katha. Now our turn to give something to Krishna and Radharani. So what we can give is love, our Sankirtan of Holy Name. Yeah? Do you have Mridanga?
Kartals are there.
Yeah, we have Kartals.